Is BTS time. We're here for the most beautiful moment in life. I'm actually going to be doing a bit of a marathon. Listen here. It feels like that anyway. It's kind of a 2.3 albums, I guess. As BTS has been, one thing jumping into this is I've very much caught on this. They're very era specific. They're extremely era specific and put a lot of emphasis into that, and I love that because each era tells such a different story, and I feel like you have to have that when you have such different specific personalities and different specific writers and all these fine young men who write from such different perspectives and such personal perspectives as well. So we're going to be doing the most beautiful moment in life, part 1, part 2, and the leftover tracks from Young Forever. I would be absolutely irresponsible, absolutely remiss to not very much right off the top of this video here mention how thankful, how grateful I am for all of you, for all of the comments that you guys leave, how thorough you guys are, how the messages you send me as well. It's all just, it's so much for me to, I feel like I spend more time reading comments, reading messages than I do actually like filming videos a lot of the time, which is a good thing. I feel like the interaction part is my favorite part. When it comes to BTS fans, when it comes to ARMY, it's a different level. It's like really just, I get to sit back and really appreciate how beautiful a fan base you all are. And all that comes from the very, very genuine passion and love that you have for these boys. So yeah, speaking of all the messages, the comments that I get from you guys, I gathered quite a bit from the last video and was able to make sense of what the best way to go about this next video was, and I personally did feel like it was to do all of these together. I also learned that I just happened to watch like the most context necessary music. Like I just chose a music video to watch in the last when we did the last album, and I chose like the most context heavy, context necessary music video that just became like 15-20 times deeper once I found the context after the fact, like once I read all your comments and whatnot. This time, again, thankfully I have all of you prepare more for this one and to choose some music videos that we're gonna watch here that should work out pretty well. I hope so anyway. And another thing, courtesy of, again, ARMY, so this era has a name attached to it. It's got a descriptor, I guess you'd call it, for the era, and it's HYYH. I'm not going to attempt to read what that means or spells out of respect to the language, but apparently it's translated to most beautiful period of time in your life. And apparently there's like a letter, it's like a flower attachment to the letters themselves, and it's got something to do with that, the blossoming of the flower itself, which equates to the most beautiful period of time in your life. It's something along those lines, and my goodness, is it just the least surprising thing that I could have ever possibly heard at BTS. Like, used this phraseology, used this metaphor, used this definition to define the era, particularly when it comes to the blossoming of flowers, and how invested I've been in their lyricism so far, and obviously after this era, since I've been going backwards, and how these flowers have been a theme and the blossoming of said flower. So it's really cool to have seen that they labeled this era with this name. And of course, who is excited? It's probably a really silly question, but who is excited for the proof, the 3 CD release that is coming upon us pretty soon, right? I believe the beginning of June, or that second week in June, it's coming out, and this compilation, it seems, of BTS choosing their favorite songs. I'm still learning, or doing my best to learn a bit about the release, but it seems that there's some songs I recognize on there, so there's some songs I've already heard, some songs I haven't heard. I know there's some unreleased songs that are going to be on there. There's some songs, there's one of the CDs, if I'm not mistaken, CD 3 is going to be just available on CD. I'm definitely going to do a video for that, guys, and it's gonna consume of songs I haven't heard. I just need to figure out what the best way to go about that particularly again is. But I think more than anything, it's just like, it should be a celebration, obviously, for all they've accomplished and to get to this point, and it very much feels like a celebration type of release. And those are some of my favorite kind of releases. You can expect a video from me around that release. All right, I say we jump into this, guys. My BTS videos usually are really like fucking long videos. We got a lot of tracks to cover here and for me to listen to here for the first time and react to. If you want to watch the full version of this reaction, completely uncut, as well as I've done like a pretty decent amount by now of like BTS live performance reactions. Those are on Patreon, and the link is below in the description. It's also a great way to help support the channel. I do spend a lot more time over there on Patreon, a significant amount more content, just because it keeps the lights on. Another thing I do know about this era as we jump into these albums here, this era, is that it's themed, it's supposed to be sort of their upbringing from adolescence growing into adulthood. But one last thing, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter especially, because I'm not very a part of ARMY Twitter, and I just like to see. I like to see what's going on. I like to be in the know and kind of see what's happening and see what you guys are talking about. So the more of you that go follow me on there, the more that I can kind of get myself involved and just see what's happening. This first track we've got here looks like a Suga solo. This is the most beautiful moment in life. Intro to what I think this first one we're doing here is part 1, pretty sure. It already feels anxious because of the breathing. That breathing is. Is it a basket? Oh, the rims are. Okay. I'm already. I heard a bounce, but then it turned into more of a bass effect. But then there was a squeaking sneaker. You gotta bear with me with the excitement on this, just because I'm a huge basketball fan. I don't know if he's gonna actually. He said the rim looks further away today. Sides are building on top of the court. Size is in the size he was just doing to start the song off. I'm a basketball like fanatic, as you can probably see. My life hero, Kobe Bryant, up in the wall over there, as well as up there. You get it, right? Yeah, it's up there. I can't really point the right way right now. I think I'm a little excited, overly excited, that Suga is doing anything basketball related. The beat and then the lyrics. Okay, let's get into it. 현실이 두려운 소년 공을 던질 때면 유일하게 마음이 되는 너의 홀로 던지는 건 림을 향해서 내가 던지는 건 수많은 고민과 삶의 걱정거리 세상을 아는 척하지만 아직 설레고 뭐 커트가는 놀이터 섬짓에 따라서 발렵한 작은 공이처 성적은 바닥을 기지만 난다 오히려 세상에 다 잘 될 거라며 괜시리 소리쳐 하지만 세상은 되레 겁죠 그럴 거면 멈춰 머리를 채운 상념 공대신 미래를 던져 Oh my god, this is so man, it's so wild to me how these guys and Suga, who I've listened to a couple solo things and even everything he does in the group and the solo stuff I've heard within the group and even like the cypher and just everything that he's ever done within the group itself, he's always he manages to constantly fit in these schemes, these lyrics, these bars about his mental and his mental health and just the path that he's been on with that mental health. This whole song is about that. It's about him doubting himself. It's about kind of how he deals with self-doubt and how he like attempts to like it feels like such a huge accomplishment for him to get because the ball's down at the ground, it's like doubt, but when he's shooting it, it's like when the only time he feels right. So it almost makes me think of like the only time he feels right is when he's actually going for it and kind of like moving beyond that self-doubt. And then the Warriors come back in. Laughter starts to spread. He actually went like he threw the ball, but laughter is spreading because now it's almost like everyone's looking at him like, no, you can't do this. My heart gets happier. Wait, no, hold on. My worries spread like cancer again. God damn it! I love the literal god damn it, the just passion in this song. My dreams squirm. My heart gets happier. Oh, the breathing.
Whatever to my life 이 순간은 언제든 다시 찾아오지 않나 다시 나에게 되물어봐 지금 행복한가 그 답은 이미 정해졌어 난 행복하다
Up and up. He at the end there, he ends up letting go of that ball because you can kind of hear it like dribbling away. It almost feels like some sort of release of pressure because even though he got what he wanted, this nightmare came right back. The self-doubt came right back. But the breathing is what I'm like focusing on the lyrics and all this, but then his breathing is breathing that's specifically done to make us feel exactly what he's feeling within this song. I mean, he used the sigh lyric. He's feeling very anxious within this song, and you can feel that. Suga probably is the best, I would say, at just using his literal breath to make us feel exactly what he wants us to feel. And that's because there's so much mental health. Like his bars are so mental health forward constantly. We're all constantly in his mind. For all the songs I've heard from him, this is such a good start. This is such a good start. Okay, next song is "I Need You," and it's all the boys.
제발 핑계 같은 건 삼가줘 네가 나한테 이러면 안 돼요 네가 한 모든 말은 안 돼요 진실을 가리고 날 찢어 날 찢고 난 미쳐 다 싫어.
It's so cool seeing that. It's so, I guess this is part of what's cool about going backwards, even though I would have probably picked up on that if we went forwards. It's just seeing that mask thing come around later on in their discography. Whoa, give me that Junker chorus. Oh, I like the. Yeah, leave that space, because then you're gonna feel it even harder when it comes back in. I needed a Jungkook chorus like I needed water. I'm so glad that happened. It's like, okay, he says, but the sky is blue, right? Is that, but the, he says, I need you. I'm just talking to myself, like, you know, it's almost like, and they're younger in this era, so they're going through something that I've definitely been through, that every single person that dates has been through, where this other person just, like, it's almost like you're communicating with yourself, and you still can't help it. Like, you still want them, despite the fact that you see it for what it is, you still want them. But then he's like, but the sun is shining, and then I'm thinking that he's going to look at the positive and everything. Oh, but the sky is blue. So it's like, but the sky is blue. So it's like, well, at least that the sky is blue. At least it's nice out, despite the fact that I'm in this one-sided situation. But that would be too simple to just say, but at least the sky is blue and the sun is shining. But then they gotta do that. So because the sun is shining and the sky is blue, my tears are even more noticeable. So I can't even enjoy the beautiful parts of life that I would like to enjoy, despite the fact that I'm in this kind of shitty situation. Because that beautiful parts of life is magnifying just how sad I am right now. There's such just incredible songwriting. Just immediately 2 tracks in. Oh, did I have to bring it back in? So we'll do a full harmony now. I like this one a lot. Oh, this one's gonna be. Just be honest with me. Oh God. This song is this is already one of my favorite BTS songs ever. I'm just throwing that out there right now. This song is also very it feels very boy band, but at the same time, and I love, like, boy band is inject me with everything boy band related. I love that. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, One Direction, like, those are my heart, blood, sweat, tears, and soul. But it also has, like, a very specific BTS feel to it. So you factor all that in, and then you get V, who I feel like his voice in particular was just invented for, like, the boy band crooner role, sort of like the JC Chase, if you're familiar with NSYNC, or I guess if I'm going to use One Direction as a comparison, I would say like the Liam of that group. Point being is that every time V has a part in a song that especially gives me boy band vibes, I get ultra excited. Oh, and the vocals back there, yeah. It's such a cool rhyme to rhyme "you're beautiful" with and then go back to "you're so cold." You do them both in, like, this beautiful sounding falsetto. So it's like, you're beautiful, this is a compliment, and I'm singing this as beautifully as I can, but also you're so cold and I'm singing it in the same way. Why do those things have to go hand in hand? Ooh, and then a little, come on. That small little vocal run at the end, that's the stuff that really, it's the stuff. Lyricism and then stuff like that are the two things that are really just gonna send me to a different place. That's the ultimate, like, boy band, like, throwing that just sexy vocal at the end, even though this is not a sexy song. This is actually a really sad song. And again, we've all been there. I have been there. So I hope you guys found your way out of that situation. I believe you did. Okay, let's go to the next track. That's legitimately one of my favorite BTS songs ever. Like, just the sound of it. The chorus hits so hard. You got Jungkook doing what he does. Everyone's providing like a really important parts of the song. Man, I want to hear that. I want to play that song again. Legitimately, if we weren't doing like 20 plus songs in this reaction, I would play that song again. Hold Me Tight, the next track. What a moment. Straight piano, I'm a little scared. Are we? Don't do this to me again. Oh my gosh, all around. What? Even the trash bags rolling on the street makes a lonely sound in the wind. Okay. Because we're not gonna not talk about the tone change from RM right there. I'm sorry guys, I've got it. Like, there's just so much to every line that these guys give me. I was just color, you and my white, but then I realized it already became a finished picture. I was just color, you and my white, but then I realized it already became a finished picture. Wait, no, there's one of those words feels like it might be wrong. Oh my God. No, that doesn't even make sense. What did I say about V in the last song? I hope, give me the same run. Oh, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with just that run. I'm glad we got a V to do it and Jimin to do it, because their voices are so different. So to hear both their takes on it, so cool. Yeah. Trust me, can you trust me? I'm so bothered because this song reminds me so much. It reminds me so much of this specific R&B song. That's a song that I really, really like a lot, and I can't. It's been bothering me since I first heard that first melody in the beginning of the song. All right, I'm gonna try and let that go. Right there. Wait, because wasn't there even the warm flower scented wind? But there was also, RM had a line in the beginning of the song about a trash bag. That even a trash bag floats in the wind or something like that. What did he say? There it is. Even the trash bag thrown away on the street makes a lonely sound in the wind. Even the warm flower, I want to see it all, I beg you this moment, even the warm flower scented wind. We go from a trash bag that's floating around in the wind to this warm flower scented wind. We moved on to a much different wind here.
모든 게 차갑고 저 맑은 하늘도 다 어두워 너 뱀의 시체인 내가 무슨 숨을 쉬어 아파 나 항상 cry 나 미치고 너 없이 지치고 네 생각 수시로 다 미워 매일이 시시로 나를 링딩동 기회가 있다
that ring ding dong was a cool line.
장미 같은 네 품에 들리 각오로 다시 너
I'm ready to be cut by your rose like embrace as I hold you again. I'm ready to be cut by your rose like embrace as I hold you again, which is kind of like a double meaning there, because if you say, because roses have thorns, so that's what you would get cut by, yet a rose is beautiful. And again, BTS with the flowers, I don't even need to get into it, but you're calling them beautiful, but you're also saying that like you're gonna get hurt by being with them, which directly gets right into that last song. Like now the songs are just completely like I can compare them now, and I could have threw out a couple times in the song, but like you're beautiful, you want to hug the rose because it's beautiful. Like who doesn't love a rose, a flower? It's it's beautiful, florals it's gonna get, but it's gonna cut you because it's got those thorns.
공정하지 공평하지 난 빼곤다 이젠 단 하루도 너 없이는 please 잡아줘 날 안아줘
those runs are so nice.
Trust me, can you trust me, can you trust me 꽉 끌어안아줘
Thank you, Jen. Join the party. Damn. Wow. I'm sorry, but think about the breakup rising over me like high tide. You think about like a high tide is so much bigger than you. That's just intimidating. You can't not see it. Like a high tide is something that's so just in your face, but like way bigger than you. If you're like near the ocean, and unfortunately that's ever happened to you, you see it, and you see it coming too. That's the thing. Like the tide comes at you. It doesn't just stand still. Like it's coming at you, so you see it coming, and that's what he sees. He sees this breakup coming. It will soon be our last.
날 잡아줘 날 안아줘 Trust me
That's
날 안아줘
Jimin. Man, too straight.
Can you trust me? Can you trust me? 제발 끌어안아줘 너에게 빛이 나 여전히 향기 나는 것 같아 이제 나를 믿어줘 다시 나를 잡아줘 너를 느낄 수 있게 나를 끌어안아줘.
Okay, we are. I love. First of all, I love the last two songs having a fairly similar theme, just because here they see the breakup coming, but they still don't want them to let go. They want them to hold on to them tightly, even if it's their last moments together. it sounds like they intend to not ever let them go. They just deal with the pain the whole time. And yet the song sounds so beautiful, which is the theme with Two Stray Songs here. I'm a little surprised just because, for whatever reason, this I did not see this a lot, by no means. But I feel like I saw here and there that this would not be my favorite. Not that I wouldn't enjoy it, but it wouldn't be my favorite. And that's 3 tracks in, we're fucking 3 for 3 apps. Like it's not even a question. And not only are we 3 for 3, these are some of my favorite tracks I've ever heard from these guys. And I'm always very honest with you guys. If something's just like not my thing, I just respectfully say so. That's not happened so far. So I'm surprised that I feel like I read that in a couple different places. Very surprised. Okay, next track is a skit. Expectation. So I've listened to them do a skit before. I'm curious. I'm curious if it's going to be the same, just like a conversation, because it was just a conversation piece. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing here.
일단 할 수 있겠냐? 아니 뭐 1등 그런 거 떠나서 일단 앨범 자체는 좋아. 난 앨범 자체 노래 아주
나 이제 앨범에서 만족할 수 없다. 1등 해야 된다 이제.
맞아.
야 근데 기대를 갖지 마.
아니야 기대.
Don't expect anything.
앨범.
맞아. 아니 저는 어떤 생각을 해야 될지.
Okay, hold on. I guess it's moving so fast.
앨범.
맞아. 아니 저는 어떤 생각을 해야 될지 모르겠더라고요. 야, 그 성수 쌤이 그때도 얘기했잖아요. 막 너희들이 뭐 초심 뭐 저거 얘기했는데 이게 막 엄청 기대를 해야 되는지 안 해야 되는지 되게 어떤 생각을 해야 되는지 모르겠더라고요.
솔직히 나 지금 기대 안 하고 있는데.
솔직히 기대하지 마라고 해서 기대가 안 되는 게 아니야.
나도 기대를 갖게 돼 그냥.
아닌데 내가.
So I'm gonna have to go back a couple times with this guy just because how fast it's moving. Honestly, just because we say we don't expect anything doesn't mean we expect nothing. Also, by the way, my goodness, do they look different in most, and not all of these, but I want to say like at least 4. I mean, they're babies here.
하지 마라고 해서 기대가 안 되는 게 아니야.
나도 기대를 갖게 돼
I
그냥.
just start to have expectations.
내가 드는 걱정 그 아까 했던 얘기를 또 진짜 기대를 했는데 안 될까봐 난 그게 이제.
근데 되게 웃긴 게.
That's interesting because I think that's sugar. Really, what I'm scared of most is when we expect something and get nothing, and that makes me think of the opening track. What was that track called again? It's the basketball track. To me, it's just the intro. His words right there just made me think of that track.
기대를 했는데 안 될까봐 난 그게 이제.
근데 되게 웃긴 게 나는 진짜 기대를 안 했던 곡들이 터져가지고.
That's how it works.
노모드림도 별로 기대 안 했어. 진짜로.
No More Dream.
아니야
넌 기대하지 마라.
너 아니야 너 노모드림은.
You said you got to feel for No More Dream.
뭐 초기야 뭐.
It's possible to feel nothing. I just wasn't sure if it would do well or not. Can I just say, well, it's impossible to feel nothing. Can I just say how that's the most BTS thing I've ever heard, because there's so many artists that I would accuse them of probably having felt nothing when they've made a few of their songs, and I can't fathom BTS ever like it's impossible to feel nothing when we make this song, because I feel like all they do is put feelings into those songs. So that it feels simple, but something as simple as that reads very loudly when you get to know these guys.
안 되겠다. 이런 건 있긴 하는데 그렇게 큰 기대는 갖진 않았어요. 그리고 에노도
No.
너는 뭐 너는 되게 기대.
About no.
그러니까 첫 번째 때 우리가 이제
We had
그런
that
이미지가
image at
있어가지고
first, and it kind of.
약간 좋은 이미지가 있었으니까
좀
그래서 이제
기대를
기대를 했는데 이제 약간 그렇게 됐고 상남자도 전혀 기대 안 했어.
세상 망해버렸지.
그냥
Boy in Love. No. What was the other song? I want to see if because I don't have any context, and I assume the context would be if you were just a BTS fan, obviously, like when this came out, of the stuff before. I'm looking at some of their older stuff and just seeing if oh yeah, so I do see a no on Wake Up. So, and I see a Boy in Love on Wake Up as well, which is the next album we'll be listening to, I'd imagine. It looks like, yeah, The Most Beautiful Woman in Life, and then right before that is Wake Up. Got the intro, the stars. I see danger, boy in love, just one day. Or it might be dark and wild. Again, it could be like an era thing. We'll figure that out when we get to that. But okay, now so they're talking about the last album. Obviously, the last album did very well, and this conversation is based around the results / success of the last album, and what they thought would come to be of that album going into it, and what's actually come to be of it now. And it seems to have gone #1, and that's what this conversation is about. I had to give a little bit of context. I'm glad they brought up songs because they helped me with that. All right, let's finish the combo.
형 진짜 개인전 때 진짜 내가 기대를 엄청 많이 했단 말이야.
야 이번 곡 기대하냐 그래서?
저 기대 안 한다 했잖아.
아 좋아.
펠레구나.
좋아.
아예 폭삭 망할 거라고 생각해.
그래. 아예
홀수로 나온 앨범들이 잘 된다.
Our odd number releases do well?
근데
What?
미성년자도 소득공제
Can underage people also file for tax?
왜 갑자기?
왜 나온 거야?
That's literally like, what are you talking about? Can underage people?
홀수로 나온 앨범들이 잘 된다고 해.
근데 미성년자
I think the worst part about that is I think that's my boy. I think that's Jungkook asking that question. Where is that coming from? What does that have to do with anything?
아니 소득공제 또 왜?
That's me. Yes, everyone collectively is me right now.
이번에 아우트로
야난 쌉 있었어.
해가지고
아우트로를 써가지고.
So because you wrote the outro, you have some
19살이
profits.
벌써부터 이거.
You're 19 years old already. You're saying you're gonna get copyright fees. I'm gonna get allowances from my parents anymore because he's the youngest member, right? This kid. Yeah. Why are you gonna file for tax deduction? Actually, it doesn't really matter. Income.
아빠랑 통화하다가 소득공제랑
He brought it.
이제 아우트로 쓰니까 소득공제 해야 된대.
Outro.
아버지가 그러셨어. 아버지 못 보내요.
Okay, that was kind of okay. All right, that was amazing. What I love about that is just the getting to know the boys aspects of things, because I don't. That's like the second. I think that's the second. I want to say it's the second skit I heard. What's interesting is the energy of that felt so like similar to this, except you can feel the youth in this. You can feel that they're super young, and obviously that comes from Jungkook bringing up the fact that like he had a text conversation with his dad because he got a writing credit and how that's got to work. I think that that's absolutely hysterical, and it really is cool because it gives me an insight into more of the boy's personality, which I feel like I get with the songs anyway, but I don't have much experience with because I haven't seen them like talk outside of skits. So yeah. Okay, let's do the next track. That's going to be Dope. We're going to do the Dope music video. I don't know. I have no clue what to expect from this, obviously. I'm almost nervous.
어서 와. 방탄은 처음이지?
Yes, RM. Kind of. First time. What is it, like a train conductor?
Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, 준비가 됐다면 부를게, yeah. 딴 녀석들과는 다르게, 내 스타일로, 내 스타일로.
Is that my young Jungkook? Is that my young Jungkook? Also, what are they supposed to be?
준비가 됐다면 부를게, yeah. 딴 녀석들과는 다르게, 내 스타일로, 내 스타일로. 밤새 일했지 every day. 네가 클럽에 서는데, 잘 놀랐지 말고 들었네. I gotta feel, 난좀 짜라.
Nah. I don't even know who to. I don't even. What's truly overwhelming about ridiculously high levels of dancing like this and choreography like this is that, first of all, don't expect me to be able to pay attention to these lyrics whatsoever, because if they're going to be doing dances like that, that's all I'm going to be able to focus on. Besides Jungkook's like cute baby young face, even though he still is a beautiful man. Well, that's what he is now. He's a beautiful man. Here, all I could really, I mean, Jimin sang the part leading into the dance. So all I'm doing is looking at him, and it's almost overwhelming looking everywhere else, because it's like, how much work goes into a choreography like this? How much work goes into everyone being so precisely on point with one another? Like this is so cool. And then there's a little, even the little hand thing. Wait, was he with them? Yeah, he's with them, and he just suddenly became, I think that's J-Hope, he just suddenly became a race car driver. This is so cool. Oh, damn, that's right, it does. Full of hope, J-Hope, yeah. We trying to work. Guys know how happy it makes me when they go at the people who talk any sort of nonsense about them, and it feels like that. It feels like J-Hope they just talked their talk about how they work. He's like, you see this sweat? It's because of this dancing I'm doing right here. He's like, you see, what did you just say? Like I'm over half the day we drown in work in the studio. Like, we're in there all day. We deserve absolutely everything that's coming from there. Talk your talk. Oh, head sugar. I cannot look at this man. I can't. Down to the throat. Oh, what was that move? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. I don't even know what to say. Wait. No, I didn't even. I'm so lost in the choreography and even like the camera is supposed to be kind of zooming in and out and adding an extra effect that's supposed to make you feel like things are even more intense than they are, but they don't even need that because it's so fucking on point. All right, what's RM talking about here? Okay, give me a flag. See, that's what I'm talking about. Enemy. Energy. You know you're not lonely, no one is Can I get a little bit of hope? From the top to the get walk, go. You're out clubbing. Oh, the I don't want to say yes is nice. I reject rejection.
Style 거짓말 왜 이런 게 반찬 스타일 거짓말 왜 달라 Baby hustle life I gotta win 난 좀
This is so crazy. Oh no, I like how. How do they do that with their hands? No, in all seriousness, how do they do that with their at the very end? It's not yet. It's not yet. It's this next move. How do they all like what is that? Maybe doing this many songs was a bad idea because this is gonna that truly is there's so much that is like I have to go. I'm gonna have to take like a few minute break after this just because of how much energy this just sucked out of me in the best way, in sort of like the most overwhelming possible way. I didn't. That's my favorite. That's my favorite BTS music video I've seen. By the way, it's my favorite BTS music video. All in all, I mean, talk about the wardrobes, the costumes. I feel like because they were all dressed sort of like regular. First of all, you guys know I live. Let me make sure that because I want to give you guys my favorite songs at the end and make sure I favorite this one because this is. Oh, I can't believe we're 4 for 4. I'm not gonna count the skit. We're 4 for 4. 4 for 4 just as far as I love these songs. Love. You guys know I love when they talk their shit. You know I love when they come back at all the haters and the doubters, and that's exactly what this was. They're coming back at the haters and the doubters, firing back. And I love the way that they use the wardrobes to sort of send that message as well, because everyone seemed to have a regular job. I like it looked like you had a police outfit, I think. I'm not sure what RM's outfit was supposed to be. I don't know if he was a train conductor or a pilot. Actually, it looked like he was dressed as a pilot. We had a doctor. We had J-Hope was a race car driver. There was like multiple different wardrobes, and I feel like that's supposed to say that they could it's supposed to represent working class. Maybe that they could have had those regular jobs, or the people that are hating them on them have those regular jobs, one or the other. But they're busting their ass in the way that they're meant to be busting their ass, and that's sweat like J-Hope said, sweating because these dance moves that we're killing, like Suga said, we're living in the studio. Man, this was a fucking experience. Talk about the most necessary experience. That was this. Okay, I've got to move on somehow, some way. I don't know how, but I've got to. Let's go to the next track on this album. I don't know how I'm supposed to just like move on past that. And that's gonna be Fun Boys. Fun Boys? Is that where we are? No, Boys with Fun. It's called Boys with Fun on the official album, but here it says Fun Boys. I'm assuming they're the same song.
나도 나 잘 몰라.
I don't know. This is just fun so far. Yeah, just release, have some fun.
알아봐라 오늘은 미칠 거야 말리지 마라 가라 가라 싫은 놈들 집으로 떠나라 나라 음악이 흐르는 순간 난 미쳐버릴 것 같아 내 몸에 흔들릴 거야
I love Jimin.
지금 바로 이 순간 내게 묻지 마. 난 원래부터 이랬으니까 나도 날 몰라 처음부터 끝까지 난 나니까 Sing it One more time now Break it down What's up 잔소리한다 Oh yeah What's up 잔소리한다 Turn it on man What's up What's up 잔소리한다 Ah yeah 나도 잘 몰라 신형적인 나의 몸짓 미친 듯한 나의 동기 내 맘대로 다 하고 싶어 나 건들지 좀 마라
Is that really V?
나도 잘 몰라 신형적인 나의 몸짓 미친 듯한 나의 동기 내 맘대로 다 하고 싶어 나 건들지 좀 마라
Somebody please let me know.
내 이름은 B 있어 내 옆에
야야야 스탑
아이 죄송합니다 자 골라 호식이 골라 희망이 함께면 시간 가는 줄을 몰라
Oh, Flash
헛소리 하지 마라 아키 발로 뒷담화 생각도만 하는 쥐 발로 노래 이 발로 무릎이 말려 중국어로 쥐 발로
Did you eat?
무릎이 마라 아키 발로 뒷담화 생각도만 하는 쥐 발로 노래 이 발로 무릎이 말려 중국어로 쥐 발로
I don't know what that. Did you eat in Chinese? It's. This means something. This means something. Like, it just means something. It just means some crazy ass clever lyric. Like, it's some double meaning that I know Arnhem did here that I can't figure out because I don't understand it. Let me see if the. No, the captions aren't even available. Alright. Damn it. I know he did something clever there. Yeah.
여기 모여라 흠탄 사람 더 있나 더 뒤로 붙어라 흠탄 사람 모여라 다 여기 모여라 흠탄 사람 더 있나 다 뒤로 붙어라 내게 묻지 마나 원래부터 이랬으니
I like that, man.
처음부터 끝까지 난 나니까
I love that V part.
잔소리한다 Oh yeah What's up 잔소리한다 Turn it on man What's up 잔소리한다 나도 날 잘 몰라
So Jimin on that chorus was killing me. I was enjoying Jimin on the chorus there so much. There were these whoa, 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 whoa that V was doing, and then Jin was joining him on a harmony, and that was really nice too. RM had a sick verse too that I really liked, and I need to figure out what he was trying to do there with that. And he did something I know for sure. But that V verse was truly overwhelming. Like, that shook me to my core. And it definitely was him, because then he came back in later on and had some fun. Was sort of introducing himself by name, and then RM sort of interrupted him with his verse. But another song that feels directed at people that are trying to kind of come at them, except they're being more sort of positive about it. They're like, you guys can be boring. You know, all you haters are just boring. That's what you are. If you want to be boring, be boring. All the fun people will come over here because that's what we are. We're going to stay positive and we're going to stay having fun. That's just what we do. And I really like that moment just based on that. The song, I feel like, is never, like, it's so upbeat and it's so positive and it just feels so, like, meant to be danced to and meant to be a good vibe, and probably definitely meant to be a concert song as well. Like, it feels like an opening song. It feels like a song you'd open a concert with, actually. All those things said, you almost can't not like the song just based on all that. Like, I'm never gonna not feel like I'm supposed to be in a good mood having heard the song when it comes on. So that's a big bonus for it, along with that V moment that still has me a little shook to my core. Okay, Converse High is the next track.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. 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 너의 Converse 너의 Converse 너의 Converse Converse High 너의 Converse High에 꽂혀나 봐 별 수 없나 봐 나는
Oh, John.
Converse High에 꽂혀나 봐 너무 좋아 다 자꾸
Yeah, thank you. I needed that, Jimin. Thank you.
Converse High 만질 사람을 만날 거야. 그리고 말하겠지 다시 이 세상을 구해서 넌 저 여자들이 다시 태어나게 한 거야. F Shadow, F Alexander, F Rap Simmons 일단 이리 와서 check. 10만 원이면 두 켤레를 사는 내가 원하는 걸 알지. 흰티에 청반바지 빨간
White t-shirt, jeans red, Converse side. His cadence right here too. Let him finish the line actually, because I don't want to be rude to the King RL.
check. 10만 원이면 두 켤레를 사는 내가 원하는 걸 알지. 흰티에 청반바지 빨간 Converse High. That's it.
So yeah, you don't need to forget all that designer stuff. We're not into that. We're not into the girls that are wearing all of that. Like, we see this girl that invested wisely. That means that she's smart with her money. She's rocking those Converses. We want to go thank the creator of Converse Highs because you gave her this newfound sort of confidence and you gave her this aura that we're just really digging. Forget all those Alexander, whatever he had said. I don't recognize that brand, but I do recognize the other one. Really, I like this a lot so far. There's so many colors of Converse. Shout out, the stars on the Converse. Okay. That's my. I would rather look at the stars in your shoes than the stars in the sky.
넌 아예 내게 물들어버렸나 네가 좋아 그래도 Converse로 날 신지 마 너의 Converse 하얘 꽂혀나 봐 별 수 없나 봐 나는 Converse 하얘 꽂혀나 봐 너무 좋아 다 자꾸
I love this song.
Converse, I really hate Converse. 화려한 네 겉모습에는 말이야 검정 스타킹에 아찔한 다힐. 그래 그것은 착해. 근데도 어울리는 것은 여자 Converse. 모르겠니? 컨버스는 네 매력을 주기는 너겠지. 아무튼 날 만날 때는 컨버스를 신지 마.
What happened?
무엇보다 벗기가 무척이나 힘들잖아.
First of all, that's okay. That's really funny. Converses are very hard to take off, so I get what he's getting at there. You don't just slip them off. What Sugar wants to do, he just wants to slip your shoes off. those vocals back there. Vocals back there. I love that I like that even on, like, first of all, I'm about to call this song kind of like an easy going feeling song, like it's like a smoother track, like a it still can be danced to, but it's definitely one of the more, like, especially after the last couple tracks we've gotten, this definitely smooths it up after Dope and the last track, Fun Boys. But I like that they still make sure that they always pay attention to the vocals and the background. Like, you always get Jin, Jim, and V, Jungkook, but they always are doing some sort of really cool riffs in the background, particularly towards the end of the songs. And their voices are so good that you've got to utilize those and do that. I never expected to get a song from BTS that's literally just about Converse. That's what it is. It's just about Converse. It's about wearing high top Converse. Don't wear those low tops. I'm not sure why you would wear low top Converse. They're so uncomfortable, and like it needs a way to break your ankle too. Unless you're sugar, then I'm gonna need you to wear some Jordans because those are easy to like slip off. I love this song, and I just love that it's literally just about Converse, and that I can still manage to love it. That's the beauty of BTS. They can make a song about Converse, and I will absolutely love it. They can make a song. And then they can make a song like Anpan Man, which has like fucking 15,000 layers to it. That is the beauty. This doesn't have a lot of layers. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of layers anyway. Yeah, I still absolutely love it. But then Anpan Man has a billion layers, and I love that. Like, just the beauty of what they're able to do with songs like an outro tier versus a Converse side. Like, I'm not sure anyone's better than these guys. Okay, next track is Move. And we have all the boys here, which we love. So low. So we have another situation where it's called Move here, but on the album it says Moving On. So
전 여기 처음 왔던 때 기억해 왠지 형이랑 나랑 마치고 받고 했던 때 벽지도 화장실도 베란다도 다 파란 집 그때 난 여기가 막 되게 넓은 집인 줄 알았지 but 내 연망이 너무 커졌어 그리 넓어 보이던
became too small now.
17평 아홉 습생 코찍질이 시절 엊그제 같은데 그래 우리도 꽤 많이 컸어 좋은 거 언제나 다 남들의 몫이었고 불투명한 미래 걱정에 항상 몫이었고 너만 시상식 선배 가수를 보며 몸매였고 했던 꾸지란 기억 잊지 말고 딱 넣어두자고 우리의 냄새가 나 여기선 이 향기 잊지 말자 우리가 어디건
Man, let's stay humble no matter how big we get. Let's this place smells like us. Let's not forget this scent wherever we are. No matter where we go from here, this house is starting to feel too small. It's starting to get smaller the more we're in it because we're outgrowing it. Like we're very ambitious. This man, that is so clever. Let's not forget that smell. God, I'm just obsessed with the lyricism. What I'm really, to be honest, I went into this. I tried to lower my expectation, at least like a little bit, not a lot, because BTS is BTS. They're incredible no matter what. Like even on the songs that haven't been my favorite BTS songs, there's still lyrical things I can pull from them that I'm wildly impressed by. That's what I mean. I lowered the bar a tiny bit for the lyrics. I shouldn't have, because I'm getting absolutely everything that I expect, which is just greatness and double entendres and metaphors and things that have multiple layered meanings and just things that connect from the start of the song to the end of the song, things that connect to the other songs, just things that connect to each individual rapper and things that like I recognize as a theme from things that they bring up in later albums. I just am never lowering the bar ever again, unless you guys tell me to.
짧고도 길었지 많은 일들이 있고 많은 추억의 기억이 막 떠오르고 내 떠날 때가 되니까 사용해 흔적도 like 통장 내역 credit card 조금 평수만큼 더 점점 더 있어 fight right here 치고받기로 몇번
That's brotherhood, it happens.
미운정 쌓이고 쌓여서 먼지 마냥 이제 치워지겠지 처음보다 짐도 늘고 처음보다 내 스스로 가진 것도 늘었어 이제 자부심은 딱 들고 더 큰 세상 큰 꿈을 나 바라보겠어
J-Hope has this really cool way of capturing like an old school flow often, and I really appreciate that about him. It's very much the perfect parallel to RM and Sugar.
딱 들고 더 큰 세상 큰 꿈을 나 바라보겠어 새 출발 새 시작 어떤 식으로 또 꿈했지 기대되는 시간 집 나와 위치 잡아 먼지 닦아 끝나고서는 수고해 짜장면 하나 봐 먼지 닦아 끝나고서는 수고해 짜장면 하나 정들었던 이곳과 난요 이사 가자 이제는 더 높은 곳으로 텅빈 방에서 마지막 짐을 들고 나가려다가 잠시 돌아본다 울고 웃던 시간들아 이젠 안녕
That was really. I feel like that chorus was made for Jin.
나의 첫 이사 날에 세곤 했어 희미한 기억 나의 이사의 대가는 엄마 심장의 기계와 광활한 흉터였어 2010년 그 해결 대구에서 철없던 내가 이 세상에 크길 재곤했어
Sorry, I'm sorry. I have to.
난생 처음 엄마의 뱃속에서 나의 첫 이사 날에 세곤 했어 희미한 기억 나의 이사의 대가는 엄마 심장의 기계와 광활한 흉터였어 2010년 이사의 대가는 엄마
I remember why I had to move. The machine in my mom's heart and the big scar. What happened to Sugar's mom? I mean, he had to move because of that.
심장의 기계와 광활한 흉터였어 2010년 그 해결 대구에서 철없던 내가 이 세상에 크길 재곤했어 상업적 일하는 집으로 이사간 대가는 욕바가지 돈 따라기라면 날 향한 손가락질요 이처럼 밍사는 내게 참 많은 걸 남겼지 그게 좋던 싫던 내 삶 속에서 많은 걸 바꿨지 내 삶은 월세 나도 매달려 알아 내 자존심은 보증금 다건 채 하루를 살아
Oh, I live with my pride.
내 자존심은
Live with my pride.
그래서 다시 이사 가려고 해 아이돌에서 한 단계 위로 꿈을 잡히려 해 이번 이사에 손 없는 날엔 언제일까 말을 지르면 좋겠다 이사 가자 정들었던 이곳과 난요 이사 가자 이제는 더 높은 곳으로 텅 빈 방에서 마지막 짐을 들고 나가려다가 잠시 돌아본다
I love how they share the choruses.
어떤 시간들아 이젠 안녕 이사 가자 정들었던 이곳과 안녕 이사 가자 이제는 더 높은 곳으로 텅 빈 방에서 마지막 짐을 들고 나가려다가 잠시 돌아본다 울고 웃던 시간들아 이젠 안녕
Everyone's afraid of changes. Stay, moving on, stay, moving on. We repeating the same things again and again. I guess that's life, friends. Old or new or old, that shit ain't important. What's important is that we still breathe and live in the same place. So let's move on.
This it's dangerous how much I am falling in love with this album because of how much in high regard I hold the other BTS albums. And for me to even be thinking about this being on the same level as some of the stuff I've heard more recently feels like I shouldn't be doing that. But I'm seriously obsessed with these songs so far. I'm talking 10 out of 10 on my own personal scale of interest in music. I am absolutely loving everything on her. The only song that I didn't really like love was Boys with Fun, or Fun Boys, whichever one it's called. But I still found something to appreciate from that song. But every other song is a song that I need to put into a playlist. Well, I would just play the whole album because it's every song that I'm loving. Like, I need to get off camera. I have that sort of anxious feeling that I get when I'm reaching the end of an album that I just absolutely obsess over, which has happened on the channel a few times. It's happened to you know, all the 9.5 and 10s that I gave out. If you happen to see my album ranking that I did, that's on the channel like a few videos back. But whenever I would finish those videos or get towards the end of those videos, I'd be like, oh, I need to get this video done because I need to go listen to this album in my own time, which is always another different experience, because I can just like listen and, you know, not say anything obviously and just focus in even more, and then you pick up on more things the second listen. Oftentimes my best reaction doesn't come from the first time I hear these songs, which is kind of, I don't know what that means for the content. It's not ideal, but it is the truth. Like the second, third, fourth time I listen to a song will be the best reaction I'll give in my own time, where I'm just like, oh my god, I missed that before. This is really hitting me like the right way, I guess, this time. I love the humble beginnings feel of this album so far. When you talk about Dope, and they were talking their shit in that. You talk about Intro, the most beautiful moment. You talk about the Converse hire. They're literally just talking about Converse and how they don't forget about all that other designer stuff. There's some serious humble beginnings vibes, along with obviously some, you know, love vibes with a couple of those tracks in the beginning that I absolutely obsessed over, and I Need You and Hold Me Tight. And then the Skit Expectation, you really felt again those humble beginnings. Even though they had so much success by now at this point, well, this album did well, I'm pretty sure it did anyway. Well, the last album did well because that's what they were talking about in Skit. I'm pretty sure this album did even better. Okay, I don't even know how to move on from here because of how much I'm enjoying all of this so far. I just love the way they were able to articulate the importance of moving. I mean, it's that simple. I'm assuming though, his arm at the end there talking about that and talking about it's not about like the moving itself. It's about the journey of it, and it's about making sure you end up together ultimately, like living together with those that you love, like these boys living together ultimately. Just it matters where they end up in the journey of it all. It's not about the fact that you have to leave a place behind. Like, this is such a beautiful way. And then each person gave their own version of them moving on. I think a couple of them were living together, I gathered in the beginning. It was Arm and someone else he had mentioned. I don't remember who. Was it Jay? No, I don't remember who. It might have been Sugar. No, it wasn't Sugar, because Sugar was talking about what happened to his mom, and that's why he had to move, and I don't know the background to that. Please let me know if you guys know, or if this is something behind that. Just a beautiful song. Like, seriously, I'm just obsessed so far. Okay, outro, Love Is Not Over, track 9. Wow. We're not even halfway done. I wonder if part 2 is going to have a different sound. The bar is high now. Oh my god, you king of my world. 널 따라 흘러만 가는 것 같아. 이 시간이 널 따라 흐려지는 것 같아. 왜 멀어져가, 왜 하지 않을 만큼 가서. Tell me why 멀어져가, why 네 눈에 더 이상 내가 보이지 않니. 사랑이란 아프고 아픈 것, yeah. 이별이란 아프고 더 아픈 것 같아. 네가 없으면 나 안 될 것 같아. 사랑해줘, 사랑해줘. 다시 내 품으로 와줘. 사랑이란 아프고 아픈 것, yeah. 이별이란 아프고 더 아픈 것 같아. 네가
때마다 난 그게 죽기보다도 싫어서 이 밤이 많이 너와는 그친 것 같아. So I don't know you, you didn't know me. 헤어짐의 원인은 꽤나 심플했지. 내가 그 말을 말해 넌 안녕처럼 내 시작과 끝에 모든 게 멈췄지 우린 적신호인 듯.
Wait.
말은 끝나. So I don't know you, you didn't know me. 헤어짐의 원인은 꽤나 심플했지. 내가 그 말을 말해 넌 안녕처럼.
You're like hello goodbye and my beginning and my. You're like hello goodbye and my beginning and in my end, almost as if that's like all this accounted to was just those instances that hello goodbye.
모든 게 멈췄지 우린 적신호인 듯. Stop. 말은 끝났지 눈물과 놓이는 that. I'm not okay. 이 부정을 반복해. 내 맘을 읊을 수 있다면 낭독해. 이건 바라기자 바람인 girl. 끝없는 내 사랑이자 사람인 girl. 너 사랑이란 아프고 아픈 것 yeah. 이별이란 아프고 더 아픈 것 같아. 네가 없으면 나 안 될 것 같아. 사랑해줘 사랑해줘 다시 내 품으로 와. 항상 내 앞에서는 웃지.
They definitely do like struggle with moving on in these love songs in this album. It's just like this hopeless romantic sort of feel, which definitely is interesting because that like as far as the writing of their love songs goes on later projects, you definitely do sense the change in that. But I'm kind of obsessed with the love songs in this album. I'm very much a hopeless romantic, so I've been going to attach myself to that. By the way, I am doing the full versions for both the outros. I know the shorter versions on the album, but I found the full versions.
사랑이 내게는 비극이라도 꼭 끝난 뒤에 울지. 이별 너에게는 희극이라도 영원한 건 하나 없지. 죽을 것 같아도 사랑 없이 영원하게 girl. Over, love is not over. 이 끝이 없는 미련 속에서 날 꺼내줘.
I'm not even gonna go there. You guys know. I don't gotta say it. Endless Maze.
이별이란 아프고 더 아픈 것 같아. 네가 없으면 나 안 될 것 같아. 사랑해줘 사랑해줘 다시
Oh, who's doing that?
안 될 것 같아. 사랑해줘 사랑해줘
Jimin. Anytime Jimin comes in on a harmony and does the higher harmony, it's just an ascension to, oh, it's just beautiful. It's so passionate too.
사랑해줘 사랑해줘 다시 내 품으로 와줘. 사랑이란 아프고 아픈 것 yeah. 이별이란 아프고 더 아픈 것 같아. 네가 없으면 나 안 될 것 같아. 사랑해줘 사랑해줘 다시 내 품으로 와줘. Over, love is not over, over. Love is not over, love is not over.
That's I like that's the outro to this this package anyway, this part one, because of that I need you and hold you tight. Like this does feel like the third sort of it feels like the finality to both those songs too, because those songs felt like they needed sort of another version of them to really like, because hold me tight ends so sad. So here, at least at the end there, despite the fact that there is sort of some sad tendencies to this, they're still, you know, saying like we're gonna remain, we like at the end of the day we believe so much in love that we're gonna stay that hopeful. So I definitely appreciate that as a closer from that regard. Okay, and Jungkook on this track, by the way, the way he opened the track and throughout the track, he's just remains the king of my world, even though you guys know there's another member in this group that constantly someone told me what it's called a bias, is it bias wrecker? Is that what it was called? It was something like that. And someone said it, and as soon as they said it, I was like, oh, I already know what that means, because they said the person too, it's Sugar. And I was like, shit, you might be right. Guys, this is as much fun as I've ever had doing anything on this channel. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. It's going to be pretty long. Probably not even long enough. I probably could have gone even longer, but file sizes are an issue at some point. But I hope you guys had a good time with me. This is an era that I'm not going to make any quick rushes to judgment on this era as of right now. I know I said earlier that this is like, I'm not coming across any songs besides there was one, and even that song I still liked. And then there was one song on the part two as well that I didn't like as much as the other ones, but I still liked it, and every other song I just loved. But I'm not going to make any rushes to judgment right now about how I feel about this era compared to other eras. What I'll say about this era is that this era just feels necessary. It just feels like a necessity. It feels like it has to exist because this era very much feels like it leads to what's to come. And obviously it does, so that's easy to say. But in all the lyrics and in all the tones of all the the tones of the song, the messaging and what they were trying to get across all feels like they're growing up. But what's so impressive about saying something like what I just said is that there's still all this incredible lyricism despite the fact that you feel like they're growing up in this era here. All of that still blows my mind. Those music videos blow my mind beyond comprehension. You guys know. And yeah, guys, I loved every second of this. Getting to listen to BTS, watch BTS, getting to listen to their songwriting is seriously one of the biggest pleasures I've ever gotten in my music listening experience life. And I do not take that for granted, not for a single second. I don't take you guys for granted for a single second either. Thank you so much for watching this long ass video with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you guys for whatever comes next, which is going to be whatever video I can put together of the proof, the new release that's coming up, of the stuff that I haven't heard. Whatever makes the most sense to do, I'll see you guys for that. Thanks. Lots of love.